Ohio State has named its backup quarterback, and it's Devin Brown for now. But more importantly, they named their starting quarterback, and that's Will Howard. I'm Stephen Means. That's Stefan Krajisnik, and that's Andrew Gillis. Stefan, his first time in the Woody Hayes Athletic Facility, a quarterback gets named. Will Howard, the Kansas State transfer. We've all kind of known this was coming for a while now, and now it's actually official. So the question is, what's next?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's interesting is, this is pretty early in the process that we see, Ryan Day named starting quarterback. I know in previous competitions it's gone a little bit longer. Sometimes it's gone into the season. With Will, now you have an opportunity. You got a few more weeks of camp and obviously game week to really get prepared and let him, kind of take control of this offense. I know they said the past week, Ryan Day felt like Will was starting to take command of the huddle and the locker room a little bit. Now you've got a chance. You're the starting quarterback. Go out there with full confidence and really kind of show why you got this spot and be at a spot in week one where you're ready to go and ready to compete at a high level.
This is the earliest Ryan Day is named the starting quarterback. I believe Justin Fields was 19 days in the fall camp. C.J. Stroud was 17 days in the fall camp, and then Kyle McCord got named 4 days before the season opener against Indiana last year. But then also Ryan Day put a caveat on it and didn't officially give him the job until after 2 weeks into the season before the Western Kentucky game. What's the benefit of having Will Howard when you've got this many weapons on offense? And obviously you're still figuring out your offensive line and your tight ends, but what's the benefit, Andrew, of having Will Howard figured out as your starting quarterback, and you've still got 2.5 weeks left before you play a football game?
I'm not sure there's a ton of benefit. I think there is a benefit, though, to just kind of having everything solidified. The reps flow a little bit easier at practice. You're not really having to put up this facade that, we kind of thought for a little while that it felt like it was going to be Will Howard and it was just a matter of time. You don't really have to do that anymore. You don't have to play that game. So in that way, yes, I think that there is a benefit that you just kind of have everything settled. And I think that there is a benefit to having everything settled. But to me, there wasn't really a doubt that Will Howard was going to start against Akron, and I don't think many people thought that Devin Brown was going to be that QB1 against Akron. So I guess kind of letting the locker room know, I think it's more intangible things, right? I don't think it's hey, this is what it's going to mean for Will Howard in terms of his on-field play, or this is what it means for the quarterback room and on-field play. I think it's very much intangibles, right? Like Ryan I think he got asked about this or he brought it up on his own about kind of the locker room, being around Will and knowing that this is Will's team. I think that that's where the benefit comes, right? You have guys that know, okay, Will Howard's our starting quarterback. Will Howard is our guy. Or if Will's going to be our leader, or Will's this or Will's that, that's where the benefit comes. I don't think it's an on-field, now we know he's going to be really good. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's going to be very much an off-the-field thing where you can just, he's your leader, he's going to be your signal caller, he's going to be the guy running this offense, he's the point man for everything. And I just think having that settled is a benefit. I'm not sure it's, there's great benefit that's, now they can, there's a big sigh of relief, but I do think that there is a benefit.
I think it just changes the conversation we're going to have now, right? To your point, we don't have to sit here and talk about, who's going to be the starter. We're not counting reps at practice. No, we're not watching any more practice, so that doesn't even matter. We're not asking, hey, who took reps with the ones, who took reps with the twos. Instead of asking who Ohio State's going to be the starting quarterback this year, we're asking, is Ohio State's quarterback going to be good enough? It's going to be good enough to do what this team wants to do. When you've got this many weapons on offense, when you might have the best defense in the country, does it have the quarterback that can maximize things? And Ryan Day was talking about that today, right? Being able to execute on third down, being able to execute in the red zone, being able to execute 2-minute drill. You don't have to be a superhero. Will Howard even said you don't have to be a superhero. But can you execute? And can you be a superhero when the moment calls for you to be a superhero? That was not the case last year. We'll see if Will Howard can change that narrative in 2024. Get the text, 614-350-3315. We'll continue to have this conversation on Buckeye Talk, so go find that wherever you find podcasts. I'm Stephen Means. That's Stefan Krajisnik, and that is Andrew Gillis, and we're out of here.